Sound in the zoo, I got something in the shoebox. I can with my mood, tell me something that Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's like
78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den Boxing Community. For those who don't know, now you know. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, smash that like button as you enter the building, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video, and also share the video. So Teofimo Lopez and his team are right back at it, making excuses once again. I've done several videos about the excuses that Teofimo Lopez and his team have been making. 1 minute they're saying that they really wanted to fight against Kambosos, but they were robbed by the judges, and Matchroom and DAZN was in on it. Then he says they stayed at 135 for too long. They were weight drained. They should have went up to 140. Teofimo says he had his arm injury. His arm was injured before the fight. He even had people vouching for him. He says his leg was injured. But this one takes it all. Okay, this is the most amazing excuse I've ever heard. Bob Arum comes out and says, Teofimo Lopez esophagus. That's right. His esophagus was missing. It exploded, I should say. His esophagus gets exploded. All right, now this is your esophagus. Okay, you see that long pink thing that's coming from going down your throat. Your esophagus is responsible for, you taking food and liquids down into your stomach. So if that exploded, and according to Bob Arum, it exploded before the fight. And according to Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, who was the promoter of this event, should have spotted it. If it was him, he would have spotted it, and Teo would have never been allowed to fight with his esophagus missing, But, the only reason Eddie Hearn was the promoter of Kambosos versus Lopez was because Bob Arum initially didn't want to pay them. So the fight had to go to purse bid. Triller won the purse bid, and Triller took them through a lot of trials and tribulations for over a year. They couldn't get right because they couldn't make the money make sense. And DAZN ended up winning the purse bid for that. So DAZN got the rights to it. But Bob Arum takes a jab at Eddie Hearn by saying that Eddie Hearn just cares about making money, and he's insinuating that Eddie Hearn didn't care about Teofimo Lopez's health, and he just allowed Teo to fight with the missing esophagus, which is very strange to me. Okay. Now, I want to know how Teofimo Lopez was medically cleared. Let's say Bob's telling the truth. Let's say he's telling the truth. How was Teofimo Lopez medically cleared? Because Eddie Hearn's not a doctor. How was he able to pass the New York State Athletic Commission's protocol to fight? Right? You said he had an injured arm, he had an injured leg, he had air in his lungs. Now his esophagus was missing. You know what I'm saying? And my question is,
where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it?
I mean, seriously, who took the esophagus? What happened to Teofimo Lopez's esophagus, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody help us find this man's esophagus? He had air in his lungs, and we all know nobody can have air in their lungs. He's lucky to be alive, they say. These expert doctors say. Right? He had air in his lungs. Now the man's esophagus is missing. Okay? Now, another thing that I wondered about with Teo's esophagus, since you need your esophagus to take the water and fluids and stuff down to your stomach, where was this water going? After Teo lost to Kambosos, he's in the ring, he's drinking. Where was this water going? Has anybody seen the missing water? Because the doctor said it's not in Teo's stomach. So where is it? Where did this water go? Can anybody help us out here? These are the type of questions I be wondering. You know what I mean? Bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen. Teofimo Lopez has some problems, and his father is one of them. Okay? He has to take a deep look in the mirror, and he has to humble himself, and he has to come back to boxing being a better fighter. All right. Stop trying to be the biggest, baddest, the loudest person in the room. Just come back and be a good fighter. Okay. When one of these thirsty reporters asks you about what do you think of Devin Haney, and you don't have to disrespect Devin Haney. You don't have to. You don't have to disrespect Deontay Wilder. You don't have to disrespect anybody. All you have to be doing is focusing on yourself. See what I'm saying? Focus on Teofimo Lopez and getting your life together, bettering yourself and your situation. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. Now the question remains, is Teofimo Lopez going to return to boxing? Because with all these injuries that they claim he has, you know what I'm saying? They're saying that, his esophagus is exploded. He has air in his chest. He had an injured arm. He had this and that. This is a lot to have for his father to be running around talking about Teofimo Lopez is fighting 3 times next year. Next year, let me remind you, just a couple weeks from now. So for him to fight 3 times, you're thinking, okay, he got to fight in the spring. That would just give him a couple months of rest. Well, not even a couple months of rest because he got to get right back in the training camp. So if he's fighting in the spring, and then you figure maybe late summer he'll fight again, and then wintertime? Those are a lot of fights for a guy who's missing an esophagus. It's a lot of fights for a guy who had an injured arm, an injured leg. You know what I'm saying? Just got that cut over his eye. The man got air in his chest. You know what I mean? This is a lot of work, a lot of stuff you're asking this kid to do. You know what I'm saying? So the question remains: if all of this stuff is true that Bob Arum is stating, Teofimo Lopez really is missing his esophagus. If all that's
Where
true,
did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it?
if all that's true, then Teofimo Lopez needs to retire from boxing. He needs to retire. You know what I'm saying? This is not for you. If you have those type of medical issues, that's fine. Boxing ain't, listen, sometimes this is a dangerous sport. You see what I'm saying? Things can happen that can cause you to have injuries where you have to retire. That's understandable. So I'm not trying to knock the dude. I just don't believe it. I think it's a ploy to get sympathy. It's a ploy when Teofimo Lopez, after he lost to Kambosos, started making up these excuses, him and his father, with all these conspiracy theories. People started cooking them. They roasted him. And in order to take the heat off of T.O., in order to save his brand, now they're coming out here with all this medical mumbo jumbo. Now they're even talking about mental health. Right? They're doing all this stuff. So this man got all this going on. Mental health, missing esophagus, air in his lungs, injured knee, injured elbow, cut over the eye. Come on, y'all. Talk to me here. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If all these rumors are true, should Teofimo Lopez continue to box? 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC, and I holla.